Hiya, so welcome back. I'm going to do another couple of resin pictures today. I've just picked up these little canvases. They're only, what's it there, 10 by 8 inches or 22 by 25 by 20 centimetres. So it's just a little canvas just to try something out. And I've seen a few videos about doing different types of paws, so I'm going to try 2 of them out today. So absolutely love the colours of the pride flag. So all the colours I'm using are the 6 colours from the pride flag. So I've got them all ready mixed. There's 2 different ways to do this, or the 2 different ways I'm going to do today. One is just pour each one in the middle of the canvas and let it spread. The other one is what they call a dirty pour, and I'll get to that in a minute. So we're going to start with just pouring it into the middle of the canvas. Just move my stirrer cup out of the way. So I'm going to start actually with the bottom colour, which is a purple. I've got it all stuck on my wall here, so I know what colours I'm doing and where. So let's start with this one. We just put the purple. I've done them quite light. I haven't put too much in there. Let's see what happens, shall we? Put too much on. You might need more. It's really difficult to know how much to put on because I don't know how far it's going to spread. Right, so we've got red, purple at the bottom, then it's a blue. And a quick little stir as we do it. There's blue. Oops, and then we've got green. Knocking over cups. I'm in a clumsy mode this afternoon. So happy October to everybody, because it's 1st of October today. It's a very good month, October, because my birthday's this month. It's got to be a good month, hasn't it? So happy birthday to everybody who's got a birthday this month. So green, and then we're going to go up yellow. And I've actually put myself a heat gun. So when I've done this, I'm going to just blast it with the heat gun, orange. Oops, oh, I keep knocking that over, get away. And hopefully that will push it over to all the different parts of the board. Very little amounts left in this, but I've got something else on the side here to put it in. We're finishing off with the red. Right, I don't want to push it with my hands, so I've got myself a heat gun. So very gently, just going to ease it out. So, apply it. Some movement in it. I've just lost some of the colours. Steam coming off this, so I don't want to get too high too long. Oh, I don't like the way I've got steam coming off that, so I'll back that off a bit. Turn it off a minute. Last thing I'll do is catch fire. So what I'm going to do is grab the little twisty thing here. Loads coming off the edge on this side. Now, I don't know if you saw my last video, but I actually did it underneath. I put frog tape, I can't remember what it's called then, but frog tape along the bottom, and it didn't stay. And this time I've actually used paper tape, or if you prefer masking tape, I think it's also called. Right, now those little bits I've got in there, I think I might just use up here. Let's see if I can get some of this. Lost an awful lot underneath. That's a bit in an angle. I thought I got it straight, but it seem I haven't. So what I'm going to do is go back through now with the colours I've got here left over. Start with that purple. I'll mix up some more paint for blue for the other canvas. Do the dirty pour with green. I'll do it on the back door in a second. I just realised I've shut it. I shut it because my dog was going nuts out there, so I had to bring her in. She upset with my neighbours. And orange. But it's starting to get a little bit smelly in here. So I have to come down to the kitchen so I've got a little better ventilation. And finish off with the red. So just open the door a minute. So we'll give it another blast with this and let's hope. Starting to steam again, I'll stop. I'm just going to use one of the little edge ones. These little, well, just to pull it over the edge a bit. I've got loads along the bottom. So I'm going to use that at the bottom. Oops, wrong one. Use some of this at the bottom now, just to do the edge of the actual canvas. So I do want it surrounding the edge. Wonderful colours, absolutely stunning. Really interesting to see how this turns out. And there goes my dog, because somebody coughed outside. She's absolutely nutty as a fruitcake. Enough! No, stop it. For God's sake. Somebody just has to breathe near my house and she goes nuts. Just shut her out a minute so I can stop some of the noise. I don't want to stop doing this a minute. Yeah, this next door's talking to their dog, so she's having her two-penner. She doesn't like next door's dog because he's a Great Dane. He scares her a bit. Somewhere with a park the other day and she decided she was coming home. Wasn't having any of it. Daft dog. Right, so there we have it. And before I start the next one, I shall sort my dog out. There we go, so that'll just drip round with lovely colours. Just checking anything, just moving this up a bit so it doesn't leak all over my kitchen floor. Yeah, that looks cool. Right, we'll sort my dog out and I shall be back shortly. Right, so this one's sat, we've just finished doing, and I was just looking through. I've just been over with a cocktail stick just to clear out any little bits of dust or dog fur that have accumulated. And so the pattern is absolutely stunning. I'm just looking at it now and there's just a little bit of mark on there, that's fine. But it seems to be sitting in the edges. I have put card underneath to try and lift it so I haven't got a saggy base, but it does seem to be sliding in, sitting in the middle, so I might have to put some sort of frame around that. So I could use like a gold or silver marker, like silver leaf the edges or something. We'll see what happens. Right, so now I'm going to turn over to this one. Make sure you can see it properly, yeah. This is the one we're going to do what they call a dirty pour. So I want 1 cup. This is the one I've just mixed the resin in, so it's only got a bit clear in the bottom. What I'm going to do is bit by bit, just in the side of the minute, this resin seems to be disappearing off the side, is pour in each of the colours straight into this 1 cup. So I start with the dark colour at the bottom. I say dark, it's quite light because I don't put too much in there. I'm going to start with the purple. So So put that in to start with. Now these little things are great for mixing, but they're not very good for scoping out the sides. So what I'm going to do is use my big one, just to make sure I get all the resin, put it in. Standing the little cups and the stirrers, let's put that in with it, into washing up bowl I've got behind me, which I use putting in wet resin products. And as it dries, I can just tomorrow I'll just pop them, and any dry resin in there just pops out. It's really easy. So we've got that one. Flipping dog here. Have that. Right, so let's put our blue in. Oops, stir in my hand. Helpful. Put straight down the middle. See what happens. I don't know if I'm supposed to do it on the side or down the middle. I'm pouring it down the middle now. That's kind of what we did on the canvas, but we're just doing it straight into the cup at the moment. And what comes next? Green. Yeah, there we go. Let's do the green. Again, just put straight down the middle. As I'm talking, my dog's coming to see what's going on. Okay, let's put that one in the bowl. Then what we got next? Yellow. Don't mix up too much resin, so hopefully not too much waste on this. But I have got a mould there just in case there is waste. Too much for the board. Oops. Got a little bit on there, so let's wipe that off. And we've got, yeah, orange next. Just double checking on my board. I don't know if this is all just going to blend into one, which it does look like it is. Blending into one big colour, so I don't know. It's look underneath, I'll show you in a second, and pop the red in. I've done this with alcohol ink, so I'm not sure what's going on. If I should have done it with a paste, or maybe the, I don't want to stir it, do I? The powders. Oops, daisy. Put that in there. Right, so now what we're going to do, you can see there, it's sort of layered in the colours. I'm just going to pour it in the middle and hope for the best. Don't know if it's too thin though. Basically a dirty pour is all the colours coming out in one go. But when I've seen other people do it, their colours stay separate. This might be because it's not thick enough. I'm not sure. I always worry about leaving it too long, because last time I left it too long, it just left it way too long. Oh, I'm getting a nice spiral effect going on here. I leave it too long, it starts getting too hot, it starts getting warm, and then that's when it starts to cure. The lighter colours coming out, look. That's pretty cool, isn't it? Once again, that's all coming off this side. That's all coming off both sides, not going to the ends. Just use this to do that with. Don't like wasting anything. So the reason I wasn't too sure about whether I was going to do these little pieces, because there's quite a lot of resin goes on the table. And resin isn't cheap, in all fairness. You can get cheaper versions, obviously. And the one I use is a really good price, to be honest, and that's Epidex. I'll show you the carton in a minute. No, I'm not sponsored by anyone either. But I do find it a really good resin. They're really good top coat resins as well. In a minute I'll heat them on this, just to move it all around a bit. I don't want to do it with a spatula because it'll sort of ruin the natural look of it all. So I've got all the edges covered. It's a lot darker than the other one, isn't it? I've used the same colours on both. So this is the one I use. So this is the Hardener. And resin. So this is just the basic clear casting one. They do a couple of other ones, depends on what your project is. I use a different one for the top coating. There's quite a lot of steam coming off that. I'm going to use the spatula thingy just to pull it over the edges again because I'm a bit worried with the steam. So if anyone out there knows a bit more about this, let me know if how safe that is. Anything with steam can't be that safe, to be fair. Move it around. I don't want to ruin the middle part. On the other hand, it's not shifting. These are really small boards. I know what I might do. That's why I skip some of this up. Colours, and then let's tip it. A bit. Get it to go organically into the places where it's just not covering. Oh, that works better. Right. Got quite a nice swishy pattern going on there now, isn't it? And both of these are pretty experiments, not a clue what's happening. These up a little bit there because I don't really want the resin on the floor. There we go. The only thing is with doing this, I've got nothing big enough to actually cover them with. So there you go. And so it's like left to the elements and just hope and pray that nothing gets on them. Now I can see on this one there's a few bits. It off. I have got my flame, which I'll run over this in a minute when I haven't got my gloves on, so I don't get resin on my barbecue flame thing that I've got. It's just like a long nose lighter, what if you want to call it. Some people call them barbecue lighters. Something there that's annoying me. There we go. Got it now. And there as well. That's it, it's gone. Right, just little things there, little marks. One there, come on you, get off. Doesn't want to be picked up, so I shall scoop it off, and I don't like doing this because it's messing up the picture. Thank you, pest. Right. I don't want to mess around with this too much. There's definitely something there. Just put my finger on it. Right, there we go. So let's hope we don't end up with dog fur. There we go. Just check around the edge. Yeah, that seems fine. The paper tape, or whatever tape we want to call it, seems to have stayed stuck as well, which is always a bonus. So hopefully I won't have to gouge out any drips from the bottom. I should just be able to pull off with the paper. Let's hope. And again, this one's dipped in along this edge. It's all starting to sag in, but I have put boards under there. Obviously not working very well. That's fine. I'll do something with that. Consider if I've used exactly the same colours in both pictures. They look so different. Different colours have been picked up in both of them. If I just take my glove off, I can turn the camera. And you see both together. Just about. I'll take some photos and pop on as well. But there we go. That's those at the moment. So I shall see you, well, for me to be tomorrow, for you be in a few minutes, seconds. But yeah, if you like what you're seeing, don't forget to subscribe and like. I'll see you all again soon, guys. Bye. Yeah, so remember I did two these, like this, with the Pride flag colours. We got one that came out really light and pink, this one that came out a little bit darker, but somehow this one's managed to get some staining on it. So I'm going to try something I saw on YouTube and give it a 3D effect. Okay, so we've got some tape. Now bear in mind, I'm not really much of one for painting at all. It's not my cup of tea. So I'm just using what I call paper tape or masking tape or whatever. I did practice doing this on a piece of paper. I thought I'd try and give it a bit of a detail. I don't use my scissors rather than me bending onto because I keep turning it out. So start off by putting this on. I mean, you can measure this. I'm not really one for measuring, if I can help it, because I'm never that accurate even when I measure. So, right, so we've got that way, and then I've got to do, and then this way. Oops, a daisy, come here you. And then we've got to do what's called dry brushing. Dog hairs. Let's see how straight that is. I was trying to straighten it. So, like most of my arts and crafts, it's something like that, I think is the phrase. Get the tape on. there we go. Right. Make sure that's all nice and tight down. Now the only thing that's on this at the moment is resin. I found out recently what I should have done with the board underneath is put stuff called gesso on it, or gesso. It like lines the canvas. You don't see the actual canvas coming through it, apparently. We'll see. So I've been looking at how to get this gesso. Now this gesso stuff is really, really expensive. Right, so I've got a bit of paint on here. I'm just going to wipe a lot of it off. It's because I only want a very small amount. So you see, just trying to get off as much as I can. There we go. So I've just got a small amount on there. So now this gesso, I'll just angle it because I paint and do everything better. I say it is seriously expensive stuff. So I've been looking into making it myself. And so I've just bought some plaster of Paris, which is due to come tomorrow. I can make this gesso, and hopefully it will help with other crafts that I will be doing on the boards. So I'm just using, I'll bring this over, I'm just using some of the black I've rubbed off. Now this is just acrylic black. And all I'm going to do is literally go over every single bit of tape. I've got a small amount on here. I'm just literally going to go around the whole thing. So rather than you sit here watching me go through all of this, I will be back shortly. Okie dokie. Well, I will if I could pause the screen. Right, so I've gone around all of it. You can see I've got a bit more too much paint on my brushes in these bits, so I've gone around. I started off just doing it like shaking it in, but I've changed my mind and I've gone it and done it nice and flat, straight squares. Now it has dried already. It's really quick. I've decided while I was doing this that when I'm finished I'm going to actually put another coat of resin over the top just to seal it all in. So all we've got to do now is very carefully, there, I got hold, pull these off. Let's see how it comes out, shall we? Right. Okay. That's pretty cool. Nice straight lines. None of it's actually tucked underneath. I did make a real big point. Try and push the tape down tight. So none of it actually seeped in underneath the tape. It looks like, touch wood, she says, hopefully, it's done the job. Ooh, it's gone right underneath there. That's pretty cool with the squares, isn't it? Oh, go away you. I don't want you at the moment. My paintbrush will make an appearance then. And the last one. So there we go. Nice picture of the squares. I don't know what my dog's barking at. She's having 25 minutes ago. There we go. Just lots and lots of squares. So now, next thing is put some more tape on. In a bit more of a pattern now. So we're going to go across that way. Again, I'll make sure I'm nice and tight, especially the bits where I'm going to be painting it. Oh dear, and she's off, and across that way as well. Could just be a motorbike going past with my dog. Anything's possible. So really careful about getting these in exactly the right place. And this one, that's got to go that way. Oh. Something under that. Go off. Right. So that's nice and flat. There we go. Okay, so now we've got to do that again, but slightly opposite. So this one is going to go this way. I've cut this tape big enough now. Oh, might have done. I've got this plasticky pinny thing on. because I am such a mess when I do crafting. I've been ruining my clothes left, right and centre, so I thought, right, get some pinnies. I actually meant to buy just a normal reusable plastic apron, and somehow I've managed to buy myself a packet of 100 disposable ones. So I should use these, and then I'm running out, I'll buy myself a reusable apron. I do try and keep as much eco-friendly as I possibly can, everything I do. The company I work with is a very eco-friendly company. They sell very eco-friendly products, and try and make sure my crafting is the same. So instead of throwing this away, I'm reusing it. As you can see there, I don't know what quite got on there. We can just see a mark there. I don't know if you can see it there or not. Some sort of mark. It could be silver paint from the back. Somehow I managed to get on the front. That's the only thing I can think of. There's a little bit there as well. So rather than wasting it, you shall use it and practice on it. But any of my crafts that I use for practice will be available if anyone wants them, because otherwise once I finish practicing on them, they just go in a pile. Well, in a box actually. I'm always willing to sell them a bit cheaper because they are slightly spoiled in one way or another. Right, so now we have the tape all in the right places. Just double checking, yep. So now what I'm going to do, again, back to the dry, keep this as dry as possible. It also dries on the picture quite quickly. Turn this around and we're just going to go straight across now. I'll turn this around because of the way my hand works. There we go. Straight across there. Well, there we are. I'll try and keep it about the same size as that, which it's not. It's a little bit smaller. Tidy that one up. There we go. Dot there. Right, so that's that bit, and now we're going to go down here. So, ooh, there's a bit much on there. Maybe it wasn't a bit much. Never mind. Get a bit more in a minute. I'd rather put a little bit more on than have to try and take it off, because it just doesn't work trying to take it off. Just notice there. A little bit untidy. There we go. Tidied that. Again, turn it around. Should have done this from the other angle probably. I've got to keep my hand up and away from the bit I've just done. I like to be cack-handed about these things. Hello Amber. My dog's just come up to say hello, if you can hear her. Yeah, tidy those edges up there, just pick off, that's fine. Afterwards, right, so I've got it this way, let's do this one. Around again and do it across the top there. So right, I'm going to carry on and do the rest exactly the same as I've just done there. So I'll see you back again in a minute. Right, so I've just got this last bit to do. Let me just put this on. There we go. Okay, so fingers crossed I've actually done this the right way. As I've literally just painted that one, I'll let it dry a second. Just look at the top here, I've got a little bit of a gap up there. Try and do this without leaning on anything. Get some on the end of the brush, might be helpful, mightn't it? There we go, just tidy that up. Stick that you. Right, so this is the black acrylic I've just used. Pretty sure I got it from, was it the Range? It's usually the Range or Proper Job, that's where I tend to get them, but I think this one was a Range one. There we go, that's pretty dry. This is drying really quickly, quite surprised. Bottom not so much because I've literally just done it. So let's start at the top here. You start getting a feel of what's going on. Come on, you. Hey, look at that. It's worked. It's working. It's working. I'm loving it. Be really careful taking this tape off. I'm just trying to decide what to do with these mixed media colours that's going on here. I wonder if it's worth getting some of the colour that's underneath. I'm like painting it on. Those bits will disappear. I've got a little bit there. Just pulled off. Fill that in. That one, and another little bit there. I'm just faffing a little bit while the bottom one's dry better before I take the tape off. There we go, and another little bit there. And just go around the top. Yeah, that seems to be all the little bits that were missing. Right, so we're down to this one. I normally I'd use my pointy stick thing, or pointy thing. Get these off, I'm a bit worried about pushing through. This does dry really quickly, I'm really impressed. So it comes off very easily as well. Just one, I'm definitely going to put another layer of resin, just plain resin over the top, just keep it all in place. Oh, I'm liking this. I am really, really, really liking this. I have never done anything like this before in my life. I ain't no youngster. But that looks stunning, if I say so myself. Quite heavy here, but I don't think that matters too much. I can just show some of that off a little bit. But otherwise, what do you think, guys? It worked. Nice 3D overlapping effect. Love it. Absolutely love it. Let me know what you think. I'll see what I can do if I can get that off. I don't know if that's underneath, on top, what's going on with that. But anyway, like I say, it's a bit of a practice thing anyway. Let me know what you think about my first time doing 3D effect. Speak to you soon.